door. So this is the freezer.
In a Cambridge lab where the temperature is -9, scientists are experimenting with a plan to refreeze the Arctic. Trials begin in northern Canada this winter, with seawater being pumped onto the surface of floating ice.
So I'm going to pour this water into the bucket here, and then we're going to let it freeze over the next few days.
They hope it will make the ice layer thicker, stop it melting over the summer and preserve the reflective white covering at the pole that helps cool the planet.
And in this box then we'll pour water on top after 4 days, and then that will be our simulated thickening the ice in the winter, in the Arctic winter, to get our lab measurements, which are a lot more accurate and a lot easier to repeat.
The work's funded by the government's Advanced Research and Invention Agency, which backs ideas on the very edge of what's possible.
If we leave it 20 years and climate change continues in the way that we see it right now, with the disasters unfolding, and we haven't done our homework, in other words, just thinking about what the potential options are, and this is only one project with one option, then we're going to be in a terrible place.
It's called geoengineering or climate repair. Other ideas include scattering sun-reflecting particles high in the atmosphere to shade the planet, underwater curtains that stop warm sea currents creeping underneath floating ice shelves in Antarctica and melting them from beneath, and scattering nutrients such as iron into the ocean to boost the growth of microscopic life that sucks carbon out of the atmosphere and drags it to the sea bottom when it dies. But this is controversial. Other scientists say the technology is untested, and even if it did work, it would be hugely expensive to scale it up enough to make a difference in the Arctic. A new assessment by a group of climate scientists says the promise of geoengineering just doesn't stack up.
We're talking about hundreds of billions of dollars. It's almost a bit of a fantasy, actually, that we can do this within the time frame that we have. Being serious about solving the climate crisis requires us to reduce our carbon emissions. And some of these ideas, these concepts, are distracting attention away from what we know we need to do.
The Arctic is warming 3 times faster than the rest of the planet, raising sea levels and increasing the risks of extreme weather in Europe. But scientists can't agree on whether geoengineering is our last hope of saving the ice or a false promise. Thomas Moore, Sky News in Cambridge.